Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Our video today will be slightly different from what we normally or usually do. Today we'll be reviewing the Adobe Illustrator. I got a recent comment about somebody asking about the cost because they were trying to see if Adobe is something they should invest in their business, and I thought that it's good that we share this knowledge with you, with everyone. And today we'll be looking at Adobe, and I just want to go straight into the thick of things and talk about how much does Adobe Illustrator cost. So Adobe Illustrator is only available by subscriptions. It costs $22.99 a month with an annual commitment which is $263.88, but which you can pay in monthly installments, or you get $34.49 on a month-to-month basis. Adobe does not offer a perpetual license for Illustrator. Corel Draw Graphic Suite, which is one of Adobe's Illustrator's closest competitors, still has a perpetual license option for $550 or a subscription plan at a comparable $270 per year, which comes to about $22.42 per month. So I'm doing this because if you don't like the no perpetual license for Adobe Illustrator, there is the Corel Draw Graphic Suite, which offers a perpetual license option, which goes for about $550 for, or a subscription plan which goes for about $22.42 per month. Let's go back to Adobe Illustrator. With a subscription to Illustrator, you get the web version of Illustrator, you get premium access to Adobe Express, a template-driven web app to create branded content like flyers, logo, and social media content. You get Adobe AI image generator, which is known as Firefly. You get 500 generative AI credits per month. You get 100 gigabytes of cloud storage. You get step-by-step tutorials. You get Adobe Portfolio, which is a simple no-code website builder so you can show off your work. You get Adobe Fonts. You get Behance, which is the world's largest creative online network for showcasing and discovering creative work. You get Creative Cloud Libraries, which is a central repository for storing core design assets for your brand or personal projects, and also you get immediate access to the latest features. We looked at cost, we looked at what you get with Adobe Illustrator. Now let's look at the Adobe Illustrator system requirements so that you can know if your machine or if your system is compatible with this software. Illustrator is compatible with Windows 11 and Windows 10, which is Windows 10 22H2, and Mac. For Mac, we're talking about Mac OS 11, Big Sur, and later, and iPad, talking about iOS 14 and later. No matter which platform you use, you need a reliable internet connection to download and register Illustrator and its companion programs that come with the subscription. You can choose to work online, but you need an internet connection for membership validation and access to some online services. Yeah. So now we've looked at the cost. We've looked at how to know if your system is compatible with Adobe. Now it's time to get started. Now let's get started with Adobe Illustrator. To understand Adobe Illustrator, it helps to know the difference between vector and raster graphics. These are just main two basics that we should talk about. So let's look at vector versus raster graphics. Illustrator is a vector graphics editing program. Vector graphics are defined by points, lines, and Boolean curves. The main advantage of raster images is that you can enlarge them infinitely without the loss of resolution. For example, if you are designing a huge billboard or other large graphics where scalability is a requisite for success, you will need vector graphics. A second advantage of designing with vectors is that files tend to be smaller than their raster counterparts. Let's look at Workspace and tools. Illustrator's general environment should be reasonably familiar if you've worked with InDesign or Photoshop. You can customize the interface with dark to light gray options and set your palettes and menus to snap to any configuration that pleases you. When you have your screen perfectly composed with your favorite preferences, defaults, menu organization, and positions, you can save that workspace and reset to the exact configuration whenever you wish. We appreciate that the software lets you assign custom key commands, which lets you further optimize your workflow for any kind of project. In fact, Illustrator ships with customized workspace options specifically suited to disciplines such as layout, printing and proofing, typography, and an essential space that highlights new enhancements and additions. Illustrator supports multiple repositionable pages, which it calls artboards. You can size them using Illustrator's mirrored presets, cut them down to size with the page crop tool, or define the width and height values yourself. Artboard control has improved over time with steady enhancements to positioning and arranging, as well as allowing more boards than before. For its appearance and property panels, although it's mixed in with the other less powerful tools, the unassuming appearance panel constitutes the backbone and muscle of your workspace. Appearance is arguably the most underappreciated of Illustrator's default panels, but I consider these the information control tower. With the appearance panel, you have full command over every aspect of an object or group's attributes, including basic fields, stroke color and size, opacity, and blending mode. The panel really impresses when you work with complex operations like creating multiple strokes, adjusting Illustrator effects such as glows, feathers, or drop shadows, and reordering or toggling effect layouts. The property panel appears in the essential workspace and when you choose properties from the window menu. Its contextual menu shows frequently needed tools based on the current context, changing what it displays depending on what you select. Sorry about that. Let's look at Adobe Illustrator tools and capabilities. In addition to the appearance panel, Adobe has stocked the tools panel with everything you'd expect in a professional drawing application plus some unique goodies. If that isn't enough, there are some extraordinary and high quality plug-in packages built specifically for Illustrator and updated regularly. Check out Astute Graphics Dropping Lineup or Sivali's versatile sets, Filter IT5 and Extreme Path 2. Illustrator's 8 tool categories help you get your design work done and they inspire exploration. We recommend beginners to just do that, explore the tools and the sub-menus before embarking on a project that's due any day. Having so many specialty tools can be daunting at first. Selection tools. By default, Illustrator shows 5 selection tools, each designed to choose specific types of object, groups, parts, and points. You can get even more precise control via the Preferences menu. A dream come true for hardworking eyeballs is the Preference addition of custom sizing for anchor points and handles. In prior versions of Illustrator, no matter how high or magnified you view, the anchor points remained painfully small. The change has been in place for a year or two and it makes a huge difference. Let's look at drawing tools. The program's 18 drawing tools are sure to satisfy. Among them is the invaluable Pixel Perfect tool, which aids in creating crisp web designed graphics with pixels that align along a grid. The Puppet Wrap tool gives you a way to make minor adjustments without having to select many points and move each separately. The tool allows for more holistic complex shape editing by creating a triangular mesh envelope around your selection that allows you to lock certain zones while manipulating adjacent areas rather than having to do so point by point. Working with complex topography is a pleasure in Illustrator with 6 type tools, including the revolutionary touch type tool. Touch type allows repositioning, rotation, and scaling of individual letters within live text blocks. Typographers can now assign open type alternative styles to a text block. We look at paint tools. Artists enjoy playing with 8 paint tools, including the live paint tool, which lets users use color, fill shapes simply by clicking on them. The brush tool allows you to create custom brushes, a feature that has become awesome when you realize that you can create unexpected shapes by replacing polygon and ellipse strokes with a custom brush. Related to the paint tools is the magic symbol sprayer tool with its 7 variants. You can assign a symbol you create to become the paint sprayed. Assign a star you made to the symbol sprayer and the tool sprays stars. With the sprayer subtools, you can control the density of spray, randomness, color variation, size variation, and individual rotation of the stars with the aptly named styler, shifter, scruncher, screener, size, spinner, and stain tools. Reshape and transform. Illustrator promises powerful control. The reshaping and transformation tool feels quite satisfying as you manipulate your work in every way imaginable, like shaping, shape blending, morphing, and warping. With 5 slicing and cutting tools, you get ultra-fine control over lines and shapes with the Pathfinder tab, which performs operations like unite, exclude, intersect, merge, and divide. Let's look at the graphing tools. Consider the popularity of data visualization and information graphics. Illustrator whets the appetite with 9 graphing tools that allow you to get down to business. You can transform your data with an adequate variety of graph types, including bar and pie charts, as well as scatter and radar charts. It's been a while since we've seen anything new in this graphing toolbox. Let's look at the custom scripts. If you really want to explore the Illustrator geekdom, you might play with custom scripts which the app can run. You can use the humdrum ones installed with the program or better code some yourself. And if you ended up to coding, you can scout around online and find plenty of intriguing automation and function adding scripts that others have made. Let's look at the Illustrator's best features for work, fun, and experimentation. One of these features is precision drawing. Illustrator was born for precision drawing more than for its other abilities. Amenities like perspective grids scaffold the foundation of perspective drawing and create dimensional lettering effects, while axonometric angle constraints save time and minimize frustration. Layers help organize and isolate components of the illustration for easy access when making edits or for variable overlays. Finally, although it takes a bit of practice to master, the pen tool is your go-to for creating beautiful vector paths and Bezier curves, defining anchor points, and manipulating handles. We look at type wrangling. As a typographer, it is easier when working with type in Illustrator, especially with the open type glyph choose drop down where you get to see where you select a letter or glyph that has alternate versions. You can assign alternates to entire text blocks rather than assigning glyphs one character at a time. All you do is highlight a character and select from the alternates option drop down menu. Illustrator also borrows from InDesign professional character and paragraph formatting options. The addition of a touch type tool and support makes working with type in Illustrator a stellar experience. The other one is variable typefaces. Adobe delivered more than 150 new variable typefaces. Variable type resembles a smart build of Adobe's multiple master technology of Yo. What's great about variable fonts is that in Illustrator you can precisely control width, weight, and slant with the software sliders. It's like getting 30 fonts in one typeface. Another one is automation with graphic styles. Graphic styles in Illustrator are akin to Photoshop styles. They are one-click mechanisms that automate the application of attributes to an object or type in a single step. In Illustrator, these attributes can be sometimes as simple as slight drop shadow or as complex as a 7-layer stroke with offsets, feathering, and inner glow. Note that in Illustrator, shadows and glows are made from stepped graduation of solid colors that simulate a blur. A great way to understand building and using graphic style is to select an object with a graphic style applied to it and examine the appearance panel. There you can see each of the attribute layers that combine to the general graphic style effects. So there we have it. That's it for our video today, and we'll be doing a follow-up video hopefully to now illustrate what we've been doing. We've been going through the basics. I've just been mentioning the basics because we've looked at costs, we've looked at system requirements, we've looked at the main features, and this information does not need much illustration. But now we need to get into the specifics of Adobe Illustrator. And to get into the specifics, I will have to show you my screen. I will have to share with you my screen so that it becomes easier for you to understand what I'm talking about. But we'll be doing that in another video. But I think we'll be going through the basics. And shout out to the guy who talked about Adobe Illustrator. This is a powerful software for any typographer, for any designer, for any graphics designer, or for any, or not for any, but for most businesses out there. It's a great software to do your marketing, because now here you have endless abilities for editing and creating, most of all creating. So we'll be doing a follow-up video, but for this basics video, that's it for today. And thank you for staying in with me, and have a nice day until we do another video. Goodbye for now.